The world is bigger, the world is cheaper, technology goes faster. These are the three mega trends that are impacting travel a lot, and you'll hear that throughout the day today. So travel is dead. Travel as we know it is dead because of these new travelers. So what are these new travelers wanting? Who are they? I meet them all the time. I travel, including for destination. We'll hear about specialists of destinations later on today. But the new travel, obviously, a lot of them are from China, as I told you, Southeast Asia. Asia is the new downtown. 5 billion people are concentrated in Asia. So these are the people that are going to travel. You see them. I was flying from, Athens to Doha a few months ago with Qatar. Sorry, yet another airline. I promise you I travel a lot with Aegean. And I was in business class. It was 12 seats. I was the only Westerner. The 11 other seats were Chinese. I did another travel, what was it? I think from Montenegro to Zurich in an old Fokker 100. Again, same situation, Montenegro, and I was the only Westerner in the plane. Everybody else was coming from Asia. This is already happening. You probably see it here yourself in Greece. You've seen it these past few summers. It's increasing to a level that we are really not prepared, as I told you, to do. So they are people, of course, from Asia. The other thing that is very interesting, thanks to the lowering of the cost of travel, is the generational gap. So suddenly, these old personas, we used to say, oh, you'll have the young travelers, backpackers, and the older, has changed. You have a lot of silver hair, meaning that there are a lot of people that are now over 70, that will probably live until 95, and nothing is actually made for them. I used to live in Japan, as I told you, and you can see that in Japan, because they have a very old population already, they're a few years ahead of us, they are preparing the entire infrastructure for old people. Like one example, stupid, but one example in the trains, the famous trains they have, the Shinkansen, you can see that the toilets are much larger with very, very large doors so that people can come in, obviously, with a wheelchair, but also there's a lot of places to hold yourself if you have difficulties actually moving. All this is being prepared. We see that already in China as well, because China, because of their one-child policy, which is now two-child policy, they also have an aging population, and they're already catering for that. But the truth is, these people have money, and they are traveling, and they will want a different type of experience. And then you have, of course, on the other end, what I hate to call the millennials, because I don't think they do actually exist, that are also wanting different kind of experience. And you have all this mixed at the same time. Then you have the fact that it's cheap, and the technology is everywhere. Now, and you've seen that probably as well, everybody is self-reliant. The way I travel, and I know I'm a bit of an outlier because I travel a lot, I don't plan anymore. We used to plan vacations. We used to say, okay, I'm going to do this the first day and this the second day. When you look at the habits of now young travelers especially, but not only, because tech actually really impacts everyone, especially again people coming from Asia who've been used to technology much because they didn't have anything before, so they got used to using mobile phones very quickly. They will come to a place and decide then what they want to do. And they will have all this in their pockets. You cannot lie to them anymore. You cannot actually tell them stuff that is not right, because we all are robots. We all have a brain in our pocket. When we're not sure about something, we Google it, or we go on Wikipedia, or we can travel, etc. Here, by the way, none of what I'm saying it's good or bad. I'm not making a judgment. It's just how people are traveling nowadays. They are self-serving. They know everything on the spot, and they do everything on the spot. The other thing is commodity everywhere. You probably, again, because I travel a lot, you've probably seen that yourselves. You go to every these big places, but also now the small resorts, lots in the middle of Cambodia, and you have a Starbucks. And you have all these big brands, all the same. You go to every single airport now, and it's all the same brands, the Zara's, etc., etc. There's a sameness to the travel experience. Why? Because everything is commoditized. You have the large chains that offer you the same comfort and experience everywhere. And how can you actually compete with that? And that's very interesting, because you see that travelers want both. They want the comfort of something they already know. Use Starbucks, it could be something else. But at the same time, they want the uniqueness of a different experience. And it's really, really hard to try to cater for both at the same time. To say, you don't want to be too out there so people are completely uncomfortable. They don't like to be uncomfortable in holidays, especially. But at the same time, you want to give them something a bit unique. Again, some stuff that we'll hear about it today. So what are the new experiences these new travelers are willing to try? How do they see travel themselves? First, you've got to, like I just said, find your magic. Your magic, because in a world of being commoditized, look, I'm going to take a very silly example of technology. When you see see an oven, and I'm only talking to the gentlemen in it. You know what an oven is. You put food and heats up. Man, no, only women? Okay. You don't go in front of it and say, wow, this is a magical piece of technology. Because we get used to experiences, we get used to stuff we see, and we very quickly consider them as a commodity. We don't look at them anymore. For travel, it's the same thing. You want more and more wow, more and more experiences that are out there, and it's really actually hard to find your magic. So that's the first thing, as travel industry, you have to find what is your magic, what differentiates yourself from the other kind of travel experiences. You have to find their magic. Understand, again, they're all using technology, they all have data about them. The greatest thing, and I know it's a big brotherly, is to arrive, and I don't have time today to explain to you that, we could do that over coffee, to arrive in a hotel, and it was not a 5-star, and they already know a lot about me, not the creepy stuff, but the stuff that I would love. And then suddenly I was like feeling very comfortable because they simply had looked who I could be before I had arrived. And especially the young generation expects a bit of that now. Or at least that you remember that the next time you come. The next time you come, if you prefer to have, I don't know, Pepsi in the fridge, they like you to remember that the next time they come. It's very simple nowadays, because all this is actually, you have tools that do that for very, very cheap. But they do actually expect that. You have to act your magic. That's for me the most important. All my life, if there's one thing that I've always done is get shit done. I'm sorry for pardon my French here, get shit done. People do not want BS anymore. You cannot tell them, oh, I'm so sorry, my credit card machine is not working, because you are not willing actually to accept a credit card, you prefer cash. People do not want that anymore. And they will actually call you out. They will obviously call you out online, but they will especially not come back to you anymore afterwards. We hear a lot that people say millennials are not loyal. It's not true. Millennials are loyal. They're not loyal to the lies, they're not loyal to the bad experiences. They are loyal if you bring them a nice experience. And everybody is becoming like that. If there is loyalty, but loyalty to actually people that are honest. So you have to create your magic, understand. And you have a lot of competition. You know, there's the Airbnbs and other stuff like that that exist, and it will come, you know, there's this big company called WeWork. WeWork does these co-working spaces all around the world. They just opened We Live, which is co-living spaces. The chances that they're going to open We Travel is actually very close. At some point they will say, you know, we have these people coming to work, coming to live, we're going to create the experiences for them as well. You'll have to compete with that. You'll have to understand how it's the magic that people want so that you can create that kind of magic, right? And then, to finish up, why travel is dead? Because the future actually holds a very, very big key here. Because it's going faster and faster and faster. It's a race. The people, the cheapness, the technology. I don't know if you know Alexa, if you use Alexa, this famous Amazon technology. But it could be Siri, it could be any of these voice technologies. You say, I want toilet paper. Alexa, please buy me toilet paper. You don't say which brand of toilet paper you want. You just say toilet paper. So you give out the brand choice to Amazon in that case, or it could be anyone who actually provides you these services. We're very close to the fact that people will say, I want to go to Greece. And they will not tell you which airline they want to go to Greece, and they might even not know which hotel they want to go to Greece. They say, I want to have 1 week of holiday in Greece, Alexa, please bring it for me. So your differentiation certainly will move, because the loyalty might not be with the airline. People nowadays don't really care if they fly Ryanair or EasyJet to come to Greece. They want to fly cheap. So the step from that to simply say to a voice command, I want to fly to Greece, it's very, very near actually, nearer than we think. So you have to step up, because if you don't step up, you're going to be lost in the noise, and you're going to give out the power to actually people like Amazon and others. I said travel is dead, but you know what? It's up to you, because you have, and I believe you have one of the most beautiful countries in the world, indeed. And that's why you have all these people coming. And I come all the time, because it's one of the most beautiful countries in the world. But again, with all the competition, and all these 7 billion people coming, you have not only to say it, but to act it. You have to become that tourism destination they want, that tourism destination you wish for. And I really want you to succeed. And on that, thank you very much, guys, for listening to me for 15 minutes.